bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you going to call? Well, I suggest you call someone with experience, and that would be my next guest. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jamie Lindrohan, and you are watching Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is David Rountree, Director of Scientific Paranormal Investigative Research, and today we're talking about paranormal research. David, thank you for joining us here on Comcast Newsmakers.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Talk to us, explain to our viewers at home about exactly what it is that you do.
Actually, we go into a building or a house that have complaints by the occupants that there's something very unusual going on. Some people will say their house is haunted or their business may be haunted. We come in with scientific instrumentation and try to determine if there is something unusual going on there or if there's a natural explanation for it.
Okay, now what type of processes do you use? I mean, I've heard of EVP. I know there's other things that maybe our viewers are more familiar with.
Right. We go in, we do searching for electronic voice phenomena, which is a disembodied voice that you don't hear but you pick up on recorders.
Right.
We also correlate that with electromagnetic fields that are in the area, try to find a correlation between the two because we found that they're related. We found that usually an EVP comes from an electromagnetic field in the audio range.
Okay.
So we do that. We also measure 15 to 20 different aspects of the environment to determine exactly what's going on when an event takes place.
And what factors do play a role?
Everything from cold spots, temperature decreases, we've picked up barometric pressure drops, elevated ion counts in the air, the ability of the air to conduct electricity increases. There's a lot of different things that are going on when these things take place.
Okay, now your business is primarily located in Hackettstown, correct?
Right, I work out of my house here.
Okay, now is there a lot of paranormal activity here in Hackettstown?
Hackettstown and Warren County in general is a very active area. It has a tremendous history from the Victorian times, so most of the activity dates from that period of history. Because this area was in its heyday during Victorian times, that seems to be where most of the energy is coming from.
Okay,
so.
Can you give our viewers at home an example, a case that you've recently worked on?
Actually, one of the things we recently did was the Hackettstown Historical Society, and we actually recorded several voices on the second floor in there that has stumped the people in the museum because the names aren't associated that were used with anybody that they know of that occupied the house. So
and was there anyone in the museum at the time that could have been generating these voices?
No, the entire team was on the bottom floor in a room being quiet while we were running high sensitive recorders on the second floor.
Wow, talk to us about the crew that you bring with you.
Everybody on the team has a specialty. We have a lot of different disciplines that are represented on the team. We have a chemical engineer, we have a biomedical engineer, audio engineers, electrical engineers, a physicist. Everybody has a scientific background in a specific area, and we pool our knowledge and resources in trying to determine what's going on.
And your specialty, your background is audio, correct?
My background is I'm an audio engineer. I do it professionally as a living, and I bring those skills with me to the table when we go and design this stuff and go into the buildings.
Okay, I see. Now, what if our viewers at home are thinking, I think my house might be haunted? How do you know if it's worth going in and doing research and investigation, or do you turn to the people and say, I think your house is just old and maybe it's just creaking a little bit?
Well, we do an interview with the client up front, and we ask a lot of specific questions to try to see if it's really worthwhile, and then we'll do an initial investigation where one or two people will go and do some preliminary readings and check out and see if it's a candidate for an actual physical investigation. Most of the times it is. Most of the times we have some things that we catch during the preliminary that we really don't have a direct explanation for.
And do you believe in ghosts?
I didn't when I started this, and I sort of believe, but what I can prove and what I believe are two different things, and so until I get a little more evidence, the jury's still out on that.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us here on Comcast Newsmakers. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
This hour's newsmaker has been David Rountree, Director of Scientific Paranormal Investigative Research. And I'm Jamie Lindrohan for Comcast Newsmakers, seen exclusively here on Comcast Cable. For more news and information, you can always join us online at cn8.tv. As always, thank you for watching.